Like a lot of other old school photographers, I spend a bit of time reading Ansel Adams' most famous book, The Negative. And in here, he's talking about flat lighting. And there's a paragraph that contains information that I've just not found anywhere else. And it's all about his mysterious egg. Eggs are one of those things that photographers don't talk about very much. And I think photographers should talk about eggs more because artists do when they're talking about shadows. Now, flat lighting is something photographers usually avoid because we don't get any cast shadows on an object to show that it's three-dimensional. Instead, we get a minimal amount of shadows and things tend to look flat. But there are ways to get shadows on a flat lit subject, and I spoke about one of them in this video on flat lighting and the importance of the inverse square rule on a face, for example, or an egg if you're taking pictures of eggs. But it turns out there's this little secret in the negative that explains another way to get shadows on a flat lit subject. I just glossed over it because he only mentions it briefly, and he calls it the limb effect. And when I Google the limb effect, I don't get any other results explaining what it is. But I did find two things that might explain what Ansel Adams was talking about. First, there is the effect of limb darkening, and second, there's Lambert's cosine law for light. And I think between the two, we can explain where his limb effect came from. Now, limb darkening's a bit of a stretch, but it contains the word limb, which means the edge of an object as opposed to its center. This Wikipedia article explains that when you're looking at a star, for example, the photons from a certain distance within the atmosphere of that star have a certain luminosity because of the heat that they contain. But when we look at the edge of the star at the same depth, those photons aren't quite as hot, so it appears dimmer. When we look at the star from a distance, the center seems bright, the edge seems dimmer, and that is the limb darkening effect. But this egg isn't creating light from the inside, and it isn't particularly hot. The limb darkening effect doesn't really apply here, but I think that's where the name for the limb effect comes from. Instead, what Ansel Adams might be referring to is the Lambert cosine law. Now, artists already know about this because they study shadow on apples and eggs all the time. It's part of shading and making 2D canvases look three-dimensional. As photographers, this information might have passed us by, but here's a quick recap. Light falling on an object is going to create the most intense luminosity at the highlight, and then we've got the terminator line where we go from the midtones into the form shadow. And it's the midtones that the Lambert cosine law partially explains. The problem with taking a picture on axis is the camera is going to cast a shadow on the subject. So there's really no such thing as true flat lighting. You've got to move the camera slightly off axis to take the photograph. In this picture with the light source really close, the egg is bright, the background's dark, we've got too much of that inverse square law fall off happening. Let's get rid of it by moving the light all the way back. And now we've got a light source that's about 10 feet away from the egg. The egg's only an inch from the front of it to the terminator and the back of the egg, and then a couple of inches to that whiteboard behind it. So the distances of the subjects are all really tiny compared to the distance the light is from the subject. That means we're not going to get a lot of fall off from the inverse square law. But now, if I take the photograph in the same way, we still have a shadow. And that shadow is Ansel Adams' limb effect. And here's how he describes it. He says a curved surface reflects the maximum light from the areas perpendicular to the light rays, with the intensity diminishing as the surface curves away from this plane. As we approach the edge of the curve, most of the light is reflected away from the camera, and if the background is light, the edges of the subject appear quite dark. Now, he's using the word limb, which we've already discussed isn't about limb darkening in the celestial sense, but it might be more to do with the Lambert cosine law, which was developed in the mid-1700s, explains that light hitting a surface and coming straight back out again is going to be at its maximum intensity. As it hits another part of the surface, which is angled further away from the direction of the light source, the perceived diffuse light diminishes, and it's not linear. It follows a cosine law. If it's hitting a surface that's at 45 degrees, it's not even losing a third of its intensity yet. It's still at 0.7. So at small angles, it only loses a little bit of light. But as you get closer to 90 degrees, the fall off happens more dramatically. And again, this isn't inverse square law fall off. It is a fall off caused by the angle of the surface of a three-dimensional object relative to the light source. In portrait photography, we really rely on the direction of the light to create cast shadows on a face, and we avoid flat lighting because it gets rid of those shadows and makes things look two-dimensional. But Ansel Adams is really helping us see that even with flat lighting, or a slight loop light under the nose, which is what Leonardo da Vinci advocates for, you can still get a difference of light from the front to the back of the object with both the inverse square law of light fall off and Lambert's cosine law for light fall off. Meaning that we can still get shadows on a face or a three-dimensional object with a flat lighting setup. And I can't believe Ansel Adams hid that in one paragraph of his many books. Artists, painters, they'll spend entire books talking about shadow and shading. And it's important, even to us photographers, because it makes three-dimensional objects look three-dimensional in our photographs.